Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are located in the world. My name is Chris, and I'll be hosting a presentation with my beautiful wife, Tammy. And folks, Tammy and I are really excited about what we have to offer here. Let me just remove that screen and put this one in. And here we are. And Tammy, why don't we begin where let's explain with the audience how did we get introduced to this amazing opportunity? Back to you.
Yeah, so it's been a couple years now. The time is just flying. The owner of GotBackup is a very good friend of Chris and mine. We've known him for 20 plus years. We'll kind of share that through the presentation. And he contacted us to let us know that he launched a project called GotBackup in his company. And at the time, it was April 2 years ago, and he contacted us in May, and he was telling us how fast the company was growing. And obviously, data storage is on the rise. So that's what we're going to be talking about, is backing up your storage. And when Chris and I saw that, and we you're going to see the presentation as we saw it, and we just knew we needed to be part of it. It's like we've been in the network marketing space for 25 plus years, and we understand that if you're going to succeed in anything, you want to catch the wave of a company that's got a phenomenal product with huge value, and people will buy. And the fact that the value is so massive here, I get why they grew so fast. So yeah, let's share with the audience what we have, Chris.
Absolutely. And first of all, I'd like to welcome all of you joining us here this morning. This is East Coast morning time and 11 o'clock Eastern time. MC, great to have you from Texas. Lucy from Quebec, Canada, great to have you here. Bill from London, Ontario, welcome. Bakshi from Bangladesh, great to have you here. We have Fulera from Belgium, great to have you here. And Dr. Kirwe, it's wonderful to have you here with us. And I know Dr. Kirwe also has his presentation, does absolutely phenomenal. Still in London, that's right, not from Accra, Ghana, but in London, England, not Ontario, not in Canada, but in the UK.
I was
And
in
folks, the reason
London,
why Tammy and I
Ontario a
got
couple of
so
days ago.
excited, yeah, the reason why Tammy and I got so excited about this business venture is we saw an opportunity to empower families globally. We know that the economy has created a shift for many. And it just happened that what we have to offer at a price point that everybody can afford, but also it's a service that everyone needs because everybody save their stuff, their precious data into their devices. And if these devices are not backed up and God forbid something happens to your device, then everything in it is gone. So we saw massive potential for growth, knowing that Dropbox has over 700 million users. So, folks, as you look at this presentation here today, keep in mind this information because we believe that this is a time where people can turn their dreams into reality. Looking at these photos here, where you can see here the father kind of showing off the set of keys. He just bought his brand new home because of his beautiful daughters and wife. What about going on a vacation where you want to go, not where you can afford to go? Is that a nice concept? What about adding new members to the family? We understand the cost of living just by going to the groceries have changed significantly. And the power that be are taking advantage of the situation. But unfortunately, we, the people, have to make decisions. What if that was not an impact because you're having another stream of income? And here's another point that's really important. Tammy and I are really focused on that is our retirement funds. We're kind of preparing our investments to dividends and equities and also the areas that we can live from the fruit of our labor. But you see, GotBackup is something that will stay with us for the rest of our lives because I'm telling you, folks, the data is the new oil. It is not going anywhere. So this is the reason why we truly believe that this is an opportunity that can really empower families.
Yeah, and we're all about helping average people to live a better lifestyle, an above average lifestyle. So many families today are, the parents are dropping the kids off to be taken care of by somebody else. Both parents are out there working and going out of the house to go work. And we want to help people to come back to home. This is a home-based business. Chris and I have been doing this for so many years. We have total freedom because we get to choose the hours that we want to work and in the markets that we want to develop. and we get up and go for walks whenever we feel like it. And that's what our goal is, to help anybody who wants to achieve freedom,
In
achieve,
fact,
better
in
choice.
fact, Tammy and I were just saying to each other how much we love our life. And
Yeah.
this is what we're talking about here. We want that for you. And the
Mhm.
company began in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec. This is where we met Joel. And we were living in Ottawa, Ontario, which is about a half-hour drive from where his location was. I remember visiting his very first business. They bought a home and they converted that home into their network. And I remember him telling me, that was years ago, back in the early 2000s, telling me that they had to move into an area that can support the bandwidth. This is the fiber optic. Think of if you don't know what really that means, think of a super highway with like if you look at LA or in Toronto, the 401 or many of the big highway where there's 14 to 16 lanes going on back and forth. Well, this is the amount of cars. That means it can support an enormous amount of people. Well, look at data similar to that, where the fiber optic is the lines that are out there where data can be passed on in and out. And they move into Texas, where companies like Adobe and Toyota and Microsoft and many others are using these fiber optic with their networks to be able to support the bandwidth. That's what we're talking about here. So he invested in those days in a 10,000 square feet data center, which, by the way, it is paid in full. So let's listen to the owner, Joel Thierry, talking about what's going on in the back end. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room, If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So you can see the rest of this video in your back office. And once you're a member, you'll be able to access all of this. Folks, I want to get back to the presentation and focus on something very important. And it's what we call the 2 global trends. We want to talk about why would you want to take advantage of GotBackup? Well, if you're investing time and money and efforts, you tend to want to be in front of trends. What is about to happen? You don't want to be behind the trend. You want to be in front of it before it hits, so you can take advantage of the momentum wave that is driven by that. So let's start, Tammy, with this slide on the first trend.
Yeah, and you can see right there 15 billion smartphones in the world today. I mean, we have devices all around us. Everybody has devices. No matter what country Chris and I were ever in building a business, somebody had a device in their hand, or, you know, laptops, computers, whatever it is. And what are we doing? We're filling them up. And that is data storage era right now. Everybody's filling them. We're living in a paperless world.
Sorry about this. I have like a bit of a finger issue here. So here's the thing, folks. Looking at percentage of global mobile traffic in something that's very important. It's very interesting. We have the owner calling me as I'm presenting. I'll get back to Joel in a minute. So the thing, folks, the percentage of global mobile traffic, folks, it's between 2011 to 2023. You see, what's happening here, if you look at 6% to 60% from 2011 to 2023, this is significant. That is an indicator that are telling you that that could be a good investment of time. Here's the next one over here. This is more on the income aspect of things. Size of cloud storage market worldwide from 2022 to 2030. Now let's look at this. From 2022, 90 billion revenue. In 2030, they're predicting close to $500 billion. Folks, I think it's going to be more than $750 billion. Folks, people are catching on that wave. Data is the new oil. And I really appreciate Dr. K, who came up with this line over here, who actually just stated that this is the business of the people, for the people, and by the people. I think President, which one, the one there, I shouldn't say that was shot there, the recent one, the one, his name just escaped my head. It's one of the president of the United States in the early 60s, mid 60s, and mentioned that. So really appreciate this comment. The point here, folks, is the cloud storage, President Kennedy. It just didn't want to come in earlier. So the fact here, folks, this is a really strong indicator. And looking at a cell phone addiction today, let's cover that, Tammy, for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, we're using our devices for everything. You can see all the percentages there for different aspects, and some are even more recent, which is, you know, we're tapping our phones to pay for our purchases. We're using our phones for everything. That's why everybody has a phone attached to their hand or attached to their hip, very, very close, because again, you know, we're using it for everything.
I totally agree. And as I mentioned earlier, the data loss is growing. 45% of cell phone users, and this data is about 2.5 years old. So it could be worse than that right now. We do have to do our research, but it's certainly not better, because there's more and more and more people that are using their devices to store their information. 5,700 screens are cracked every hour. Laptop, cell phones stolen every 43 seconds. This is quite significant. Here's another message that I'm sure everybody have seen here.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Chris, that was popping up when Joel was connecting with us, which was interesting. And everybody I talk to now, it's an easy conversation to find out, you know, which company they're working with in their storage. And they're going to tell you that they've got a recent message. I hear this all the time. And I say, well, that's the reason I'm connecting with you. And I tell them about the value with GotBackup, and they're like, send me the link. So you either have two choices. You start unloading and getting rid of stuff, or you pay more. And that's what these companies are about. They keep increasing.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the second global trend here, folks, is making more money. It's crazy right now where people are. If you go to the search engine, and there's some sites that can actually calculate how many searches are being conducted in certain words, and making money online businesses is absolutely massive. So 42% of Americans have side businesses. 62% of Gen Z, these are our children, 18 to 25, or could be close to 30, right? They have side gigs. What about the rest of the world here, folks? This is what is going on. That's why we're very passionate about this. You can leverage these two global trends with GotBackup. It's a very easy sell. One is the price point is quite small and the value is massive. And we'll cover that, in fact, right now as we cover the the product itself.
Yeah, I always get excited sharing this slide because when I first saw it, I just saw all the families out there that need this value, especially in today's economy, right? Everybody's looking for the best value out there. And you get 6 terabytes of data storage, and on your account, you can add 5 additional members, and they don't even have to live in your household. And there's no limit to the devices that you could set up. And all of that for $10 a month is actually $9.97. We're just rounding it off for $10 a month. And it's the only company out there that offers data storage that's in the home-based business industry, which is absolutely massive. And timing is everything, because you never know. There might be another company down the road that will come out with this. But for now, we're the only ones. So it's great.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you, Bakshi. And folks, again, what we're dealing with here is a service that offers 6 terabytes for the price of 2. If you look at iCloud, Dropbox, and Google Drive, they also have great. I mean, I'm still using my iCloud, but you don't need to buy the premium package that costs you $9.97. You can use the free basic package just for your setting on your, let's say, Apple device. But you can actually use GotBackup to back up all your pictures and only could keep maybe the last 5 years on your cell phone, right? So these are things that you can do by utilizing third-party companies like GotBackup, like Dropbox, $9.99, again, 2 terabytes. Google Drive, same. And here we are, 6 terabytes. You can have an unlimited amount of device backed up, which I assure you that the other company I just mentioned, they have a very limited amount of device you can use. And some might be just the one that you just purchased. So folks, this is absolutely amazing. If you look at the year packages, Google, again, iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive, and don't quote me on these exact amounts because it's possible they might have changed a bit. It's just to give you an idea that you're looking at 6 terabytes. It's a whole lot more money. And GotBackup is just under $100. Again, with all the features that we talked about. Absolutely amazing. So Tammy, let's summarize what we have here as a product before I get a little bit of a demo.
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the great feedback that all of you are sharing here today, which is so valuable for people who are looking at this for the first time. So you get 6 terabytes of data storage and $9.97 a month. You could choose to pay yearly for the 12 months up front and save a couple months of payments, which we'll share with you in a bit. That includes up to 6 accounts. You can see any devices you can use. And you heard the message, the video from Joel on the security and the backup, and you have nothing to worry about. Military grade encrypted, and you saw a 10,000 square feet data center. And when Chris and I were there probably about 3 months ago now, Chris, it goes so fast. All those servers that you saw, there was another row on the other side that they were already starting, which tells you that we are growing very, very fast and people are storing their important memories. So you can see all of that here in the session, including the 30-day money back guarantee. I don't know anybody who would take the time to do the setup, which Chris is going to show you how simple it is, and to want to cancel an account to go back to paying
I totally
the
agree.
same amount for 2 terabytes.
I
So
totally agree.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And you know, Flora, you're absolutely correct, right? Dig your well before you're thirsty. I love this expression.
absolutely.
So folks, let's do a little demo for you to see how simple it is to plug in your cell phone, that it is an Apple device or an Android device, and how simple it is to back your stuff. I'm talking about your pictures and videos into the cloud. Let's
Hey
check this out.
everybody! This is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these 3 little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these 3 boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload Only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
And you see, folks, this is so simple. And one thing is, if your phone is full and you know that all your stuff is uploaded on the cloud, make sure you confirm that it's there, right? Because you want to make sure your phone was not interrupted in the transfer and everything else. But once it's there, you can delete all the different years, let's say before 2020, when, when COVID hit the free, whatever, I shouldn't even mention that. Before 2020, just get rid of all these pictures on your phone as long as they're on the cloud. And now you have space to be able to continue with 2025, 2026, and so forth. That's a strategy that I highly, highly recommend. And folks, back to the presentation here. This is the only cloud storage that will pay you. Making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. So that's the last segment of the presentation here, folks. Let's just see how this works. Tammy, let's summarize the 7 ways.
Yeah, so you can see there's 7 ways of earning. The last 4 are really bonuses as you start building an organization. The first 3 is building the foundation. So we're going to focus on that, and Chris is going to, briefly go through the other segments. So the customer acquisition bonus, the first one, that's when somebody decides they want to get started in the business and they decide whether they want to pay monthly or yearly, as you can see here. And we're just going to round off the numbers. So if they decide to come in monthly, it's $10 and you're going to get 200% upfront. And if they decide to pay yearly, you're going to get 50% upfront and 25% on any extra bonuses that people are purchasing. And on the bottom part, you can see that's for customers only. So many people are building a customer base because not everybody wants to earn income. They don't want to build a business. They just want to use the service. So you get 25% ongoing. So let's share a couple examples. So if you have 20 people who get started in the business, which is not hard to do for a $10 a month item that has so much value, you're going to get 200% upfront. And that's the company's way of saying thank you for bringing a new member on board. And so if you have 20 people, times $20, that's $400 in commission. And you're not limited the amount of people that you can bring in. And we're literally untapped when it comes to the marketplace. I just look at where we live here in Toronto. We're surrounded by condos. I mean, they need this service, right? So there's lots of potential. And if you have 20 customers, 25% ongoing, if we're rounding off the $10 item, $2.50 times 20 customers, that's $50 ongoing every single month of residual income. And again, you're not limited. Go get more customers.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I certainly appreciate, Dr. Corey, your feedback. And I know that Tammy and I have started to reach, the 5-figure monthly right now with GotBackup. And again, folks, we are consistent and we are focusing on these 7 ways to earn an income. Number 2 is cycle earning. So let's cover the cycle earning. So before we get into that, let's understand that building 2 teams, that is the structure over here. So there's a left side and a right side. Indirect referral happens to be someone above you sharing the same leg as you. Remember, we each have 2 sides to sponsor people into. So if you have 4 or 5 people, understand that the first 2 will be on their first right, left, and right. And then the other ones have to be underneath the last one you sponsored. Well, it could also happen. You can see here that the indirect that you don't know of, you sponsored your person on your right, happens to be underneath the indirect referral. So he benefits from that as you benefit from the person who sponsored him. That's the power of the 2-team tree. So in our business, it's what we call cycle bonus. This is on the back end. Tammy talked to you on the front end. This is the money you earn upfront, which, by the way, it's one of the most generous compensation plan on upfront payment I have never seen, considering the price point to get started. Folks, $100 you pay for the year, and 50% is paid to the person who brought them in. This is really generous. Do the math on that, multiply it by 20, and you'll see what that is. So back to the cycle, is there 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. There's just different amounts every time you generate a cycle. I'll explain that to you in a minute. But number 2, tier 2 is almost 3 times as much as tier 1. So you want to be on tier 2 cycle payout. And I'll explain to you exactly how that works. Number 1 is you are active. Just like you're active with your Amazon Prime and your Netflix and your Disney Plus and whatever it is that you pay monthly, right? You use the service. Number 2 is you need to enroll 2 people. 1 person on your left team, 1 person on your right team. When you've done that, you've accomplished step number 2. That are paying their $10 a month, or they might have paid for the year, whatever the situation may be. Number 3 is you earn cycles whenever there are 6 people, 6 members underneath you, which can be combined of people you brought in personally, or it could be combined from the people you brought in, those 2 that brought some, or it could also be combined with someone above you sharing the same leg. All of that will generate a cycle. Then you're saying, oh, well, how much is a cycle? Well, it's based on the company's profitability, and it's also based on your rank. Okay, so the question is how many cycles you want. I know my goal is I want to reach 10,000 cycles every single month. So right now I'm very close to 1,000 cycles. Okay, in some cases a bit more. So how is this happening? Consistency, by sharing this information to the general public. This becomes very interesting. Let's cover the next one. The third way to earn is what we call cycle match. Do you understand the potential here? When you look at these numbers, what did that tell you? Well, let me explain that to you. First of all, you need to be a Sapphire to qualify to earn this bonus. and it's really not hard. I'll explain that to you in a minute. If you sponsor me and I cycle 100 times, you will earn 25% of that. So whatever the cycle is that I did, you will earn 25 out of 100 cycles that I made. Do you understand how this works? This is really generous. You can get paid up to 1,000 cycles based on my efforts. If let's say I'm turning around and I'm rocking my business and I'm passing where you can earn more than $1,000, you can't get more than that unless you become an emerald. You see, this is very, very cool. The company will encourage you to support me, but if I'm rocking my business, to be able to follow me, you also have to contribute. And this is what's absolutely brilliant. Look at this, folks. You can earn up to $20,000 for every single person that you brought in. Now, keep in mind that they have to reach the black diamond. Not everybody will do that. I'm just giving you the potential when you look at the latter possibilities. It's absolutely massive. Just go back to Dropbox, 700 million users. Do the math, folks. When we hit momentum, I'm telling you, be prepared for rain. Start digging your well. Don't wait till you're thirsty. I really appreciate that. So, folks, the number 4, 5, and 6, and 7, they're extra bonuses that are getting paid to you. For example, I just want to explain to you that number 4, generation bonus. This is where you look at your right team and your left team. And some of you say, well, I have this big leg on my right side, but I'm not getting paid on. That's not true. If you become a gold associate, you will benefit from the generation bonus. What does that mean? Every time there's a circle and they paid her $10, that's 2.5%. It may not seem like a lot, but again, do the math as this starts growing. Number 5 is just like number 4, but you go deeper into your business. Number 6 is when you reach certain ranks, you get paid a bonus just by reaching and maintaining your rank. And of course, leadership bonus follows. So folks, let's talk about the simple system and what you need to do to duplicate that. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, super simple. And that's one thing that Chris and I have learned in the many, many years of building massive global teams is duplication. If it's simple, people can do it and more people are going to duplicate it. So sign up, go get your first 2, put one on the left and one on the right, as Chris showed you the 2-team structure, and you want to teach them the same thing and go get their 2. But you continue and go get 2 more. And then you teach those people to do the same thing. And then you duplicate that within the organization. And I highly recommend never stop prospecting and signing people up, because not everybody stays active, right? Or active wanting to build like you do. So the more people you get, the more momentum you go into.
That is an understatement. How do we get started?
And $20, that's your annual fee, which is so inexpensive compared to other businesses. And you decide, you want to pay monthly or you want to pay yearly. Most people pay yearly. That's why it's highlighted, because you save a couple months of payments and you don't have that $10 every month coming off your card. So it's just a lot simpler.
I totally agree, Tammy. Folks, we are supporting right now 157 countries. That means that there are people in 157 countries plugged into the GotBackup servers backing up their stuff. And some of us are very seriously building the business because we make a career out of it. And I want to explain to you recognition, because babies cry for it, folks, and adults die for it. Recognition is such an important thing, but also has a direct correlation to the income you will receive in GotBackup. As a bronze, what that means is that you sponsor one person. If you stick around, I'm going to show you on the back end exactly how this works. Now, as we keep moving forward as a copper, this is what Tammy talked to you about earlier, what you want to duplicate, starting with you. You sponsor one on your left, one on your right. The moment you do that, then you are qualified as a copper. That is what you want to duplicate. This is the building block activity that you want to do and duplicate in your business. When you see that you become a silver, that means that someone in your team that you have personally enrolled, or maybe that was driven by someone you personally enrolled, became copper. Then you become a silver. And then you become a gold when you sponsor 5 people into your business. But out of those 5 people, 3 of them became copper. Again, it doesn't have to be the one you brought in, as long as it's deviated by someone that you brought in that hit the copper level. Then you are a gold, and as long as there's 25 people in your team, now you start benefiting on the number 4, the generation bonus I was telling you about. As a platinum, here's the difference. You sponsored 10 people in your business, and out of that, there are 4 people that became copper. Folks, it's not that hard. 4 people. Now, as a platinum, if you recall, in a cycle bonus that we talked about, you need to be a platinum to get a tier 2. Tier 2, you're earning 3 times as much as you were in tier 1 for the same amount of work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your income triples just by becoming a platinum. And of course, based on how many people you have on your team, that will have an impact. As a sapphire, now the same 10 people, you don't have to have one more. You're correct on that one, but you need to have 5 people instead of 4. You need to have 5 people that qualify as a copper. Do you understand the concept? It's very simple. Now you start earning a percentage from 25 up to 100% on the cycles from all your personals. That you bring in 1 person, 100 people, you earn a percentage of their cycles that the company sent to you as a matching check. Really awesome. And of course, as an emerald and ruby and diamond, double, triple, and when it goes to blue, red, and black. And Tammy and I are blue diamond at the moment, and we're aiming for a black diamond. Why is this happening? It's because we are supporting our team and we are creating leaders, which, by the way, I'm going to explain to you where you can actually learn how to do all of that in a minute. So this is really cool. Tammy, let's summarize as we finish here the support that people get.
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing support. You've got personalized referral links. You've got a personalized landing page. You have an email marketing system that is built in, which is super exciting. When I saw that, I got super excited because I know that we've paid pretty good money building out email systems in the past. And here it's built in with the $10. I was so surprised. I mean, Joel gives so much value. You've got marketing tools, and there's always updates and all kinds of stuff available for you for marketing. You have regular online presentations. This happens to be our YouTube channel. We do presentations on Wednesday night on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel, which is the company channel. And there's incredible leaders, Dr. KOA and many other leaders that are doing presentations in different parts of the world, even in different languages. And we have trainings as well. There's team trainings driven through teams. There's team trainings driven through the company, which is every single Saturday. We go through a lot of the basics to help people get started right. Chris, I believe tomorrow we're training everything on the business aspect, correct?
Yes. In fact, I'll point this out as I'm sharing the back office over here. We're going to cover everything that has to do underneath the My Business folder there.
Perfect.
Absolutely. And Dr. Kewa, you're very wise. I really appreciate your feedback here. That's why I keep posting them, because they're right on target. But folks, this is a product that everyone needs. This is what I started earlier. A business that everyone can afford. Mm-hmm. That's the point here. That's what I want you to understand here, folks. And what I would like to share with you here, by the way, if you go to GotBackupLive.com, the person invited you here today will be obviously will receive the commission from you getting involved. But folks, this is how this works. And if you just kind of came here from the link on the YouTube channel, just tell the person that you are on board and you're ready to get started. What I'd love to do here, folks, is this. I want to share with you how things are going on the back end. This is my back office over here. Okay, you can see here that I'm not lying. We're Blue Diamonds, and this is a support if you need any help. This is my ID, and from there, folks, I like to focus on use this tool. Okay, so when you go to use this tool, it will take you to this page over here. It shows that I'm using half of my service, my cloud service, and these are the buttons that you click on to download the proper software. This one over here is a computer backup. This will back up your entire computer, and I'll share that with you in a minute for Windows. This one is for the Mac. These buttons over here, you can click on those, but really all it's going to do is send you to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And then from there, just like the video, just search for GotBackup, install it. In the moment that your account is existent, that you activate, then you will put the exact same ID and password that you use to log into your cloud to be able to activate the app that you becomes like a portal where at first it uploads everything on your phone on the cloud. In the same time, it gives you access to the cloud. So you don't even have it on your device. You can have everything on the cloud and access it in real time. This is very powerful. Now, what's going on here, if you click on the auto login, it will take you to your cloud, which, by the way, you can go there directly online. GBU, you see here, and it will take you right there. The reason it asked me for an ID and passwords because I've already done it, and it saved it, and it knows it's me. Now, from there, folks, these are 3 computers that I've backed up. This one here is the one that's behind me, okay? This one over here happens to be, for some reason, my monitor became blurry for some reason. And then from there, this is the current backup that I have in Florida. I have a computer that I leave there right now. And it says here, you can see May 29th, where we left on the 30th in the morning. So the point here is this is backed up. It's say my computer's closed and everything is stored over here. This one over here is my brand new MacBook Pro, the M4 Max. The point here is this is all backed up here. Now, you won't see this button show files, but this is a feature that's coming. I see it because I'm testing it. When you click on that, this is my computer right here. If I click on user and I go to my name here, well, this is my computer from the higher hierarchy of all my files, desktop, documents, download, everything is in here. Okay, so that's a feature you're going to see very, very soon. For now, to restore stuff, you just click the restore button and you go to your software and you get all your things back. But again, it's not a training today. It's just a demo. Now, I want to share with you my cell phone. So this is, if I had an Android phone, this would say Android upload. So I'm going to click on this, and to show you all the years, I'm going to do 2024 because this is a 12 calendar month backup. So you can see from January to December, everything is in there. You can see here 2025. Those of you that have been following our presentation, you probably remember at the beginning of the year in January, there was only one block here, one directory. Now there are 6. Why? Because every month my pictures keeps adding automatically. It's a set and forget. It's automatically there. Really cool, which, by the way, I can share pictures in there with anyone I want. And the last thing I want to share with you is to collaborate and share. You can drag and drop directories from your local computer right into this window, and it will copy everything in there. And you can see here, for example, this is my Mac, and these are other things that I brought in over here so I can share this with the world. Really, really, really awesome, folks. This is absolutely amazing. I want to go back over here, and I want to focus on use reseller tools, because this is how you promote your business with the outside world. So if I click on this particular link over here, it will take me right there. Now, these are funnels, which, by the way, if you deal with any other companies, you will find that you have to pay for maybe like ClickFunnels and other third-party company, pay $100 a month. I'm not kidding here. Even to $200 a month to be able to have these kind of funnels to start promoting your business. Well, with GotBackup, it is $9.97. It is exactly the same amount of money, but all of that is given to you. This is the older version. I'm going to skip to the bottom. This is the newer version. This one over here, this is, if I was you, that's what I would want to promote. Why is that? Because if you promote this designed to speak to the 90% of people out there that don't really like network marketing, don't really understand network marketing, and it appeals to that market. And the moment they go ahead and they put their name and email and everything else, it ends up into an email campaign, which is included in your $9.97, folks. This is absolutely amazing. The value is unbeatable. This is what we have here. And we're just getting started. I didn't even talk about the email system that you have to communicate with these people that opt in into your funnels. So I'm going to skip that for now. And the last thing I'd like to follow here, if you go to my business, you notice that there's a cash contest, folks. This, again, it's an added incentive that GotBackup offers. So what's happening here is you can earn up to $500 first place. And it's basically on the month here. This guy, Joshua and David DQ, they are constantly recruiting, right? And then we have Michael, we have Brantford, we have Monica, we have Curtis, we have Jay, we have Vera, and we have Benjamin here. And we have Maria, excuse me. And so these are the top 10s that you see over here. These are the folks right now that are on the ladder to earn a cash prize that goes from 500, 300, 200 for the third place, 400 for the fourth place, and 5th to 10, you all get $50. Really, really, really awesome. The last thing I want to mention here over here, folks, that we have a VIP coaching. And some of you may not see the value of that, but I'm telling you that Tammy and I and Joel have provided certain courses. And I just want to give you a quick idea that once you get into this, that's $10 a month here, folks, which, by the way, it's commissionable. Like Tammy talked about, you get 25%. And this is the back office of it where people can start communicating with this. right? And we have here these courses. And these courses here, folks, are designed to help you grow your business. The Email Marketing Mastery, the Success Cycle Series, the Breakthrough Blueprint. And there's another one coming very soon on emotional intelligence, which is really, really important. Another thing that we do is we also do mentoring. We're just coming Monday, we're having a training that's coming up in reference to attributes of leadership. These are the other 2 trainings that were there. So just wanted to let you guys know that there is everything in here to help you grow and support your business. Folks, listen, in closing, we have a product. Geez, why is it so blurry for me? We have a product here that everybody wants, that everybody can afford, and an income opportunity that can absolutely change your life. So Tammy, as we end, any last words?
Yeah, just jump on board. If you're evaluating this for the first time, you've got enough information to make a decision. You heard some of the great comments in the group. These are leaders that are doing really great, and they're constantly plugging in and inviting people to these sessions. So the moment you get started, you're gonna be guided through the process. And for $10 a month, I mean, it's
a no-brainer.
Incredible the type of income you can generate. I know that Chris and I are very, very consistent, like many of the leaders that are showing up every single time. So yeah, jump on board. It's exciting.
Folks, in closing here, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to do this. Don't hesitate. This is a wonderful opportunity. It is very cost effective, and you're not alone building this business. Listen, tomorrow morning, Tammy and I are going to be doing a training on anything that's underneath my business. Don't miss this call. Show up. Don't show up alone. If you show up alone, you will learn. If you show up with your team, you will earn, because people will be more involved in participating. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend if we don't see you, but we hope to see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Have a good one, and bye for now.
Have a great weekend.